Hey everyone, I'm Bill and I cook stuff. Today I have a special treat for you. I will be cooking Chinese chicken with broccolini. Yep, you heard me right, broccolini. I actually Googled it and this might actually be the only recipe on the internet that takes chicken with broccolini. So let's start. What is broccolini? Broccolini isn't actually a baby broccoli. It's actually a hybrid between a broccoli and a Chinese broccoli, aka Gai Lan. So they got together and they made this, broccolini. So this will give you a combination of the flavor, so somewhere between the broccoli as well as the Gai Lan. So now if you think about it historically, Gai Lan was what they used, or Chinese broccoli is what they used when they made chicken and broccoli. But when they traveled around the world and everyone started eating Chinese food, it's like, oh, the only broccoli available was the regular broccoli. And therefore, that's what we all know. But here is a combo which you can find in grocery stores. Actually, quite a few grocery stores. This is broccolini, also known as broccolettes. I think that's how the French say it, broccolettes. All right, so let's get started. I will see you in the prep area. I don't know what I'm doing. See you in the prep area. Hey everyone, here I am at the prep area. I have 3/4 pounds of chicken breasts, starch, oyster sauce, light soy sauce, and cooking wine, and the white pepper. So we're gonna start with preparing the chicken and the marinade and get going from there. Alrighty, so here we are. I'm gonna take my chicken breast and I'm gonna slice it into strips. Okay, boom, boom. Boom. So it's about, you see, like 1/8 inch, and I am going to finish prepping that and go from there. Okay. Okay. Then, ooh, oh, you got it slippery. Make sure you're careful with your fingers. Yee, woo, yikes! And you make sure your knife is sharp enough. Yeehaw! Okay, all right, so as you can see, I'm cutting the strips, and let's get to the marinade. Oh yeah. Here I have my prepared chicken, or cut chicken, and here we go. I am going to start with the soy sauce, bloop, right there, and then I am going to do the oyster sauce, and I'm just gonna use my fingers. So, I probably should have used a spoon, but it's okay. Use a spoon, please. Next, I am going to take my white pepper and sprinkle it, boop, 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 like that. So I took a tablespoon of soy sauce, tablespoon of oyster sauce. I'm going to mix that in. Next, I'm going to pour in my tablespoon of cooking wine. I'm going to mix it for a little bit, like that. You see, mixing, 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 make sure it's thorough. And finally, sprinkle in my half a tablespoon of starch. And you can use potato starch, cornstarch, arrowroot starch. If you want to be more traditional, use a potato starch. All right. And then I am going to set this aside and on to prepping the aromatics and go from there. All right. So, ta-da! Set aside, and time to marinate. Or, well, it is marinating. Alright everyone, so here I have the ingredients for my aromatics. It's very simple. I have a ginger, and I have 4 cloves of garlic. So, I am just going to chop the garlic. Okay, chop the garlic, and chop, 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 chop. Watch your fingers, and chop, chop, chop. Okay, garlic is chopped. So I'm just gonna slice 2 slices of the ginger, like lengthwise here, and actually just slice it this way. If you don't like ginger, then you can use less. So, ta-da! Aromatics are done. Boop, boop, boop. Aromatics are done. Right there. Those are my aromatics. Okay, next is time for the sauce. What? There's sauce? Yeah, you gotta get some sauce. And then after that, of course, we gotta chop the broccolini. All right, let's take a look at the sauce. Sauce time! Okay, so we have my bowl, and you got the bowl, and the bowl, and you have the tablespoon, papa. Alright, so we're gonna start simple. The ratio is 1 tablespoon of pretty much everything. So a tablespoon of light soy sauce, bang! Okay, a tablespoon of the dark soy sauce. Yeah, there we go. Bang! A tablespoon of the oyster sauce. Yeah. Yeah. And of course, if you don't like it as salty, then you can also cut everything in half. Well, not cut it in half, but use half of everything. And then take a tablespoon of the sesame oil. There we go. Wow, that was really saucy now. And then the final ingredient for the sauce is simply 3 ounces. It's 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 3 ounces. That's a third, right? Yeah. 3 ounces of the chicken sauce. Bloop. That is a lot of sauce. So, you know, when you're using it, you actually don't have to pour everything in. So you can ladle in slowly when we're cooking. And then, you know, just eyeball it. Because what will happen is the evaporation. So depending on how high your heat is or your stove top, it might change things. All right, so the final step is prepping our cleaned and washed broccolini. All right, let me put these away and I'll be right back. Boom. Alrighty, so here I have my washed and clean broccolini. Ta-da, broccolini. There it is, broccolini. Hello, I'm Broccolini. Alright, so I have about 4 cups right here. This is about a bunch of 4 cups. Oop, I don't know if you can see that. 4 cups worth. And I will show you how to do one. So we're going to cut 2 inches. Make sure you chop the ends off first. So that way it's like you don't get the old bits. Alright, so 1, the angle, and 2. Ta-da! As you can see, the broccolini is in nice 2-inch bites, if you will. And I will prepare the breasts. I'll cut up the rest and be right back. Be right back, broccolini, broccolini. Alright, so here I have my cut broccolini. As you can see, it actually looks like broccoli now. So what I did was I cut the florets, and I separate the florets with the stems. The stems, what we're going to do, the reason why I separate it is that we are going to, am I talking really fast? I think I might be talking fast. Alright, we're going to separate the, we're going to start cooking the stems first, and then we're going to put in the broccoli florets, because the stems take a little bit longer to cook than the broccoli florets. So what do we have right now? So we have our marinated chicken, or marinating chicken, our aromatics, and we have the sauce, which again I'm going to spoon in when we're cooking, and you want to measure how much you want. And then we have the stems and the broccolini tops. All right, so we are ready. And wow, I am talking really fast today. All right, so again, this is maybe the only chicken and broccolini recipe on the internet. There's probably others, but I literally looked in both Chinese as well as in English for chicken and broccolini. Didn't find a whole lot. Okay, maybe it's in Japanese, maybe some other language. I have no idea. Let's get cooking. Okay, everyone, here I am at the kitchen. I put a tablespoon of cooking oil into my pan. I'm gonna turn on my heat now to medium high, and just gonna move that around pan. Gotta cook me some chicken and broccolini. Alright, next is I'm gonna put in my aromatics, which is the ginger and the garlic. Okay, as you can see, that is going to start getting the fragrance in a minute. Okay, next is I got my broccolini stems. I can start smelling it out. It smells great. So, broccolini stems. You can hear the sizzle. Hear the sizzle. Okay, so I'm gonna let this cook for about a minute. Just a minute. Gonna let it cook for a minute. Get the cooked oil all around. Okay. And, oh man, that smells great. Smells great. Smells great. Ooh. Yep. Next. Okay. Wow. You hear it popping. It is from the moisture in the broccoli stems. So next thing, I'm going to push all my broccolini stems to the side, and I'm going to slowly add my chicken. You might need to, depending on how big your saucepan is, you might need to actually do in 2 batches, just an FYI, okay? But you have more than enough sauce to be able to do that. And I'm just going to do all of it. I'm going to try at least. Okay. So still have it on high heat. I'm moving this around, trying to get the chicken. Move it, move it, move it. Alright. So I want to make sure I brown all the sides of the chicken. Oh man. Yeah, if you have a wok, this would actually be a lot easier. But if you, well, you know, it's my sink is not big enough to wash a wok. All right, so you want to flip. If you use a spatula, that's cool too. You want to make sure it goes. Now, if you also cut the chicken thinner, that actually would work too. So that would actually make things easier to cook as well. So slice it thin, and then they would be super bite-sized. Okay. All right. So there we have that. There we have that. It is cooking. It is cooking. I'm trying to get all of the pieces. I mean, it may stick, so you might need to add a little bit more oil, just a FYI, for your information. Okay. So this is how it's looking right now. Isn't that great? Okay. Looking great. And next I'm going to put my broccoli florets. Or broccoli. I keep on saying broccoli. It's a broccolini. Broccolini florets at the top. Okay. Let that cook. The moisture from the broccolini will move things along. Okay. And where's my sauce? Where's my sauce? I'm going to take my sauce and I'm going to spoon. So be careful because it's hot. Okay. 1, and mix it a little bit. 2, and 3 for now. Okay, and I'm going to move it around. Move everything so we cooked. Move everything so we cooked. Yeah, like if you're looking at it, it actually looks like chicken and broccoli, right? You're like, what? That's just chicken and broccoli. It's chicken and broccolini. You saw it yourself. It's broccolini. So moving it along. Moving it along. You want to make sure your chicken is cooked all the way through. So it might take a few minutes. Might take a few minutes. Cook it all the way through. Okay, and look at that. Would you look at that? Wow. Again, if you had thinner slices, would be different. It might be easier, actually. Yeah, and you can always cut your florets, you know, in half as well, because this piece is a big floret, right? It's okay. So I took 3 tablespoons of the sauce in. I'm actually going to put another tablespoon in. The reason why I'm going to do that is you can see it's see here, it's evaporating. The wasn't part of it. Okay, look at that. Look how bright that is. Look at how bright. Such a bright future. Such a bright broccolini. Okay, so I'm going to put 2 more. Again, this goes really, really well with rice. So swish and 1 and 2, and that's it. So total of 5. Okay, and because I don't want it to be too salty, if you will. So what I recommend you could do is you could actually save this, like you could finish the dish, and of course you want to taste it, and leave while you're leaving in the pan, and then add to your taste. So you can start with 1, and like if you did 1 by 1, you could do 1 tablespoon of sauce, then 1 tablespoon of chicken stock, and then keep on elevating from there to get the appropriate flavor profile that you most prefer. Okay, so I'm just gonna let it cook. All right, everyone, it's been about 3 minutes. Now keep in mind, it might take either a little bit more time or a little bit less time depending on how high your heat is and depending on your stove top. So I'm using a gas burner. If you're using an electric burner, it might be different, so you want to eyeball it. So here, all the sauce has evaporated, and that means, and I've been stirring all this time, I'm going to turn off my heat, and it is time to plate. Look at that. Would you look at that? Woo! That's it. Woo! That's a good meal. So the key is you don't want anything to burn. So again, you want to be mindful of what your individual stove is like. So you might want to put it to medium heat instead of medium high. So you just want to be mindful of that. Okay? Alrighty, let's get going to the plating area. What? Plating time? What? That's what I said, plating time. Alright, so let's go plate. Alright everyone, here I am at the plating area. Would you look at that? Actually got to move my plate away. Take a look at that. What? Chicken and broccolini. Broccolini. Alright, so let's plate. And I'm not going to plate everything because it would be a mess. Ta-da. Alright, ta-da. Okay, so the plating, I always get it messy. Plating time, plating time. Alright, you get the picture, and oops, here it is, chicken and broccolini. As you can see, chicken and broccoli. So mine isn't very saucy. That's how I prefer it. Now, if you do like yours to be saucy, just add some chicken stock, while you're cooking, so you have more of a sauce, if you will. Okay. Mine is more. Well, actually, you can see it's dry. But some folks like the sauce because they like to slop it up with their rice. All right. So again, this variation, of course, always with cooking. And this here you have is your chicken with broccolini. All right. Let's taste taste this dish. Oh yeah. Time for tasting. That's right, it's time for tasting. Hey everyone, thanks for watching. I'm here ready to taste the chicken and broccolini. And again, it's a hybrid between Chinese broccoli and Western broccoli, aka, well, the Chinese broccoli is known as Gai Lan. If you can find it in Asian grocery stores, I do highly recommend it. And I also have a beef and Chinese broccoli recipe in one of my other videos. Anyway, the focus or the star of today's show is the broccolini. And what does it taste like? What does broccolini taste like? Well, it's mild, right? It's medium. It's in between a Chinese broccoli and a Western broccoli, if you will. Okay, but before I do that, dad joke time. So dad joke of the day is, I only know 25 letters of the alphabet. What? I don't know why. I don't know if that's why. You get it? All right, cool beans. So, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. Some variation with this dish that I wanted to share with you, and I'm touching my head, is that if you do like sauce, just be sure to add some low sodium chicken stock. I actually did the dry version of this dish, and maybe next time I'll do a white sauce, an actual white sauce. But here it is again. Woo! If you can see it, it's like next to my face. Is it next to my face? All right, don't try this at home because it might like fall down and stuff. So I am actually going to try it. So.